Hey people, Positive Paul, and here we are once again. I am going to continue. This will be part two concerning my experience as it relates to the fairy tale land known as social media, specifically Facebook and YouTube. And we'll make this an all over the map video. And let's go back in another quick review concerning YouTube and some of the more egregious acts that they've done concerning myself, Paul Wilson Lindner Jr., original MK Ultra survivor, satanic ritual abuse, and these implants that I've been squawking about now for over about I don't know, I guess on social media it's been since 2016, but I was up at the San Diego VA off of La Jolla Village Drive starting around the end of 2012, as the documentation proves. And the thing of it is, trying to wipe out someone's existence, trying to contain a dissident as it relates to an individual who's trying to defend theirself, protect theirself against these Edomite Jew Satanists that control social media across the board, the military industrial satanic complex. Let's get that straight. What they do is, concerning YouTube, we know all about the censorship. Now, if you want to use these social media platforms to go up against the military industrial satanic complex, you know that you are not going to get anywhere fast concerning these social media platforms. Your testimony, your witness of whatever it may be, will be censored, will be stymied. They will also have these algorithms in place to keep good people apart. And what they do is, once the victim dares try to speak out on social media, they will immediately be surrounded by these social media frauds that are pretending to be something they're not. A lot of them will actually use the story, the witness of the victim, and apply that to their self. Now, other than the just outright censorship, we can go back to 2019, and at the very end of 2019, I was sitting at around 299 subscribers. It would be bouncing back and forth between 290 to 299. They would not let me get above 300. Now, I literally, hundreds, if not thousands, who knows, all right? It doesn't really matter. But I would literally see people show up, additions to my subscriber list, and then the next day they'd be gone. So, end of 2019, I got up to 299 subscribers. Now, what happened in 2020? Well, the matrix was breaking down. All hell is breaking loose. They are trying to do damage control. The AI was failing. And what you see in the beginning of 2020 is the social media frauds start to disappear. You see me actually start to go up above and get into the low 300s. But by the time March into April rolls around, they were able to recalibrate, do whatever it is they needed to do to get things back on track and keep everybody misled and confused. So literally, for what? It is August 31st, 2022. And you can see that if you just go by the raw numbers, for almost 2.5 years, I've only picked up 25 subscribers, because my count as it stands today is 325. Now, with that being said, for the past 2 months, I've probably picked up about, maybe I've seen about 50 people I can verify that through my email. I can verify some of them through the notification, section within YouTube, which we know that's a farce too. We don't get notifications, all that. The people that they want to make sure that they are kept in the dark, this is what goes on. This is what YouTube is about. They are nothing but lazy, lying lizards. There is no fairness, justice within social media. It's the law of the jungle. So I've probably seen the last last two subscribers I had. One was by the name of Cynthia Perkins, and she was 326 the other day. Now it's 325. There was another person, Rosarito Beach, Mexico, had subscribed to me also. But about a month ago, I was up to 331 subscribers. They immediately knocked that back down to the low 320s. And it seems like right now, everybody that subscribes either gets, I don't know how they do this, but it's not even showing that I am picking these subscribers up and they're sticking with me. Now, what is the benefit to YouTube to do this? And not just me, folks, all right? I'm trying to speak for the people that won't defend themselves for whatever reason, but across the board, if YouTube does not want a channel to pick up steam and actually, have complete access to the general public, the 27 million people that apparently are on YouTube, when you go to the App Store, that's what it says, all right? That's an amazing number, but really, in the scheme of things, if we just say 350 million people, cut that in half, the one half is children, the other half are adults, then that's a spit in a bucket. It's in a pittance. But with the subscriber count, it's just bizarre, because when you go to the analytics, all right, it shows that in between the month of June into July, over 35,000 people had stopped by my channel and they clicked on my videos. Now, I know what happens there. The minute they hear me start complaining about these American Nazi Edomite Jew Satanists, they automatically are like, what the hell? And they will not subscribe. They will reject whatever it is I'm trying to present, because using that terminology is just too much for them. They don't want to be associated with somebody that stands up to the military industrial satanic complex. Why would that be? Well, either they are the offspring of the Edomite Jew, or maybe they are just a dopey Gentile firmly planted within this false reality, going to a job. They bought into this whole virus crap, and they're doing what they're told, and they don't want to be associated with a crazy person talking about these conspiracy theories. Do you see what I'm saying, people? So what YouTube successfully has done, and it's amazing they can get away with this. When they want to wipe out someone's existence, hey, they can do that. So look at my iPad here. All right, when they hacked into it last time, they removed everything from 2014 up to where you see right there. Now let's look at my YouTube channel, and I was able to somehow access the on my other Baja Skywatcher 77, I subscribed to the Paul Lindner channel, and for some reason they're allowing me to access my oldest videos. Now, when you look at the Paul Lindner channel, I can't do that. We know why that is, okay? So look, here's my oldest videos. Remember what I told you. these right up to, I think, right here, the buzz in progress, they lump them all in as if they were uploaded on May 21st, 2017. Now, when we go to, let's just take this one right here. Let's look at this. See where it says May 21st, 2017? Now listen to the date. On a Wednesday. It's what I guess a Navy surveillance plane looks like. Been buzzing around now for like, what, 15 minutes? I hope they're accomplishing at least something. It's about all you can say, I guess. Anyway, God bless everybody. All right, well, that wasn't the right one. Let's get the right one, folks. But the point is, this stuff has been going on for a while. Okay, which one was it? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Tuesday, April 18th, tax day. These guys have been flying around for almost 45 minutes now. Okay, so we get the point to that. Some of those videos I state the date, but they lumped the whatever it is, 6-7 videos as I uploaded them all in the same day, which is impossible. Now, when you come to that last one right here, when you go to X marks the spot, this shows up. Hey guys, Positive Paul. Good morning. Want to wish everybody a happy 2018. Okay. Now look, it says January 14th, 2018. Come on, people. All right? So what YouTube was scared of, and the reason why they removed all those videos from between June of 2017 up into this one I just showed you on New Year's Day 2018, is because even though I was doing a horrible job of trying to document these flyovers initially, because it was a learning process for me, but I was still using the terminology and complaining about my issues with MK Ultra, these implants, Uncle Carl Henry Lindner, Bush, Kissinger. And so whatever their deal is concerning 2017, they needed to do some type of damage control in the form of literally removing all these videos, because guess what? You can go to this Facebook page, and I did it yesterday. It took me a while, but there is at least 8 or 9 videos on that Facebook page that are from 2017, and they would have been up on YouTube. I didn't just stop documenting this harassment concerning the military-industrial satanic complex for 6 months, and then all of a sudden on New Year's Day 2018 pick back up. So it's just so egregious with YouTube on what they have done to me, but not me, other individuals. I am speaking for a small group, but what the frauds do, they use our problems and make them their own. Do you see how this works, people? So what I want to do now is, let's real quick, I want to look at this. All right. So this is from 2019 concerning this phony baloney targeted individual community. All right. When you were doing a search for gang stalking or targeted individuals back starting, I guess, middle of 2019, up until the very end of 2019, when you did your search, this is what always came up at the top of the list, none other than Richard Bruce and his big cameo on Vice, the nightmare world of gang stalking. Now, when you look at the views back then, 2,589,000 views, which right now that's doubled. It's almost up to 4 million. That's incredible. Why do you think that is? Now remember, what's Rich's reason for being targeted, folks? For uploading reptilian shapeshifter expose documentaries trying to expose these reptilian shapeshifters. Does anybody really believe that's the case? That the military industrial satanic complex unleashed their buzzsaw, the machine, on Richard Bruce for simply uploading reptilian expose shapeshifter documentaries, trying to get the word out that they live amongst us. Okay, so who was number 2 back then? None other than Michael Barden. And this is one of his famous videos, Documented Gang Stalking Tactics Explained, by Michael Barden, targeted individual. And that thing's almost up to 100,000 views now. Amazing, right, folks? And then who do we have next? None other than Zeph Daniels' lackey, all right, Tina Plackinger. Treading on serpents. Wow. Okay. Who remembers Andrew Boswell, the Spiritual Warfare Deliverance Ministry? Just amazing, folks. Now, do you think that if someone did a gang stalking search, that one of my videos ever came up? Never, not once. And that would include probably a small group of individuals that were in the same position as me. But the point is, folks, YouTube was designed, set up for one purpose only: to corral the dissenters, corral the victims of the military-industrial satanic complex, and make sure that their testimony would never, ever truly get out to the mass public. And it worked wonderfully. But again, Barden's still around with his almost 12,000 subscribers, but what has he been doing, folks? He's been selling off his Boy Scout memorabilia. He's going over how to install an irrigation sprinkler. But see, what happens is when I start bringing up their name, when I start hammering away again, what do they automatically do? It's no coincidence that within probably not even 24 hours, but certainly a couple days, they pop right back up complaining about their targeting. Because they're in so deep that there's no way out for them. Now, Richard Bruce told us back in November of 2021 he's through with YouTube. Then what happened, folks? He mysteriously came back. And what's even more interesting, he is putting up the same old tired garbage on his channel. Andrew Basagio. The minute I mention anything about Montauk, what does he do the next day? Puts up the Al Bielek Terziski videos once again. So this really, man, if I knew what I was getting myself into, I would have maybe planned a little better instead of doing things day by day off the cuff. But again, I've done more damage with these simple iPhones I've had and this cracked iPad that's a chitty chitty bang bang. But let's look at these frauds on YouTube, because once again, I will do a review and then we'll As always, I come up, I keep it fresh. All right? I keep it fresh. And you know, what's interesting too, these sky watchers, all right? That's a whole different story. They've become irrelevant, but and none of them have any of the targeting problems, right? They're just simple sky watchers looking at all the pretty clouds and faces up in the sky. Okay, let's see. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, bear with me, folks. I'm going to be right with you. Whoops. Okay. And where are we? Trying to go through these pictures. But, okay, here we go. The case of Michael Barden. What's interesting is, just as, again, let's say you're trying to investigate a crime, right? One of the first things you do, you look for witnesses, but you will begin to gather information, and when you look for clues, you look for patterns, a very, I would guess, scratch your head, coincidental type thing, that a lot of these so-called targeted individuals, they all start to pop up at the end of 2016 and the beginning of 2017. Very interesting, the timing of everything. Now, Barden, he can only parrot whatever the real victims were talking about. Same with Plackinger. Same with Richard Bruce, right? Richard Bruce, for some reason, had these helicopters that chased him around everywhere in Los Angeles. But remember about documenting these events properly, stating the day, the date, the time, the location. And again, when these things sneak up on you, you got to think on your feet. It's not easy because, it's like when they happen, you are, surprised, you're in shock. And you do not, sometimes can just spit out these details because you're, probably trying to get your phone working. You're trying to understand what the hell it is you're witnessing and be able to explain it properly. So none of this is easy. And this is what these sad sack Satanists know and understand, all right? So let's, hybrid or human, a choice or threat for mankind. I hope you're doing well. Okay, here we go. Crocodile Dundee and his pal, James Gilligan. They've got all these UFOs buzzing over their location. It's funny though. James is always up there on, ECETI, Mount Adams. And when these flying saucers, these UFOs, come cruising by and he's got his night vision goggles, it always looks the same. Just the little green dot moving across the sky. Now, what do I tell you people? Can a social media fraud have the military-industrial satanic complex fly some type of aerial vehicle, anti-gravity craft, whatever it may be, over their location? Is that possible? Can someone do that? What do you think, folks? What do you think? Now, the Draco Ditz, Carrie Cassidy, she's something else. Because, see, remember, what happened? What happened when things got out of hand with these targeted individuals? YouTube knew that they were in knee deep, and they got themselves in a big mess. So what do? They create these COPA laws. and they keep us running in all directions. What else do they do? Well, we will just create more social media platforms. TikTok, Rumble, BitChute, which BitChute, oh my God. You know what? I'm not done with BitChute either, all right? When I wrap things up with this video here, next will be BitChute. I don't go on TikTok. I'm not on, I did open a Rumble account, but again, if I can't, get any people that will help me on YouTube, what's the chances of finding help on Rumble? It's not going to happen. So remember, these plants were put in place well ahead of the victims before they woke up to control the narrative on what is occurring. And what is occurring, folks? Well, it looks like we're right there smack dab about ready to head into this so-called tribulation. We're right on the hills of this so-called Armageddon. And what's the fraud's job to do is make you confused and misled about whether or not this is going to occur. And yes, they talk about all the high strangeness. What's one of her big things? These slippery, sleazy, slimy super soldiers, right? Right? So, they're all long gone on YouTube. They all skedaddled. This is another one of these creeps, these plants. Flores, Dark Skywatcher 74, down on the Arizona border, getting in the way of the Border Patrol, trying to find these human traffickers, these pedophiles. Yeah, I got your number 2 there, boy. Where you been? Now, let's talk about this, all right? We all know that these dopes that think they're exposing these reptilian shapeshifters, that they think once they see someone with the slit eye, that makes them automatically a reptilian. And what did I tell you, assholes? If a little child was put through satanic ritual abuse, would they display these attributes at some point? Well, take a guess. So there's another thing these assholes try to do to mock the real victims. Now, what are we looking at, people? Keeping things in a post-World War II perspective. We know these hybrids exist. Are they freaks of nature created in some deep underground military base in a laboratory? These clones? Well, what I can tell you is these hybrids all have one characteristic, and when they get in sunlight, the skin gets all splotchy. All right? And then you start to see these vertical, horizontal patterns within the exposed skin, specifically the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the hands, the sawtooth effect. Now, these clones, has anybody been around a clone that they can say for 100% sure, oh man, I ran into one the other day? No, they can't, because you never will. Now, do they exist? Yes, but they are handled very carefully, aren't they? Now, what about the hybrids? All right, what about the Edomite Jew offspring that are like cockroaches? See, what people don't realize is what the military industrial satanic complex, aka the Edomite Jew Satanist, has done. They've destroyed the remaining individuals connected to the Abrahamic blood link. You get to them as children, destroy their innocence. So what's left out of 7 billion, 144,000? They tell us that your seed will become like the stars above, right? Like it will be innumerable, as in the sands of the sea. If that's the case, where did the Israelites go wrong? How could they have been duped? I would have been a good Israelite, standing at the base of Mount Sinai. I would have been awestruck and never once went to seek out idols, never once seeking out strange gods. How did we get in this mess? How were these creeps able to take these children? We're told, oh, they've been kidnapped. Well, I hate to tell you people, there's a group that they have been incorrectly identified as the greatest generation. In fact, they're exactly the opposite. They're a bunch of sellouts or dummies handing over these children. Now, these sad sacks connected to these Illuminati families, let's be fair, some of them, they know the deal. If they try to protect their children, the clicking's going on again. They know if they tried to protect their children, it's lights out for them. Hey, the blacklisting, the harassment, the stalking, the outright murder. What do you think, folks? You understand how this works, all right? But what do the Edomite Jew Satanists do? They rely on their lies, these lazy lying lizards, right? Telling these people that, just, don't worry. We're going to make your son, your daughter, we're going to train them. We're going to give them the best education. We are going to do everything within the United States government to help them succeed, when in fact, it's just the opposite. They wanted to get their hands on them to make sure that they would never become functioning adults standing in the way of these Satanists. Now, Jubilina, she's another holdout. And it's funny, last month I had to check back in with her because I hadn't checked in with her in months. And I left a very nice comment, again, wishing her well. She knows I've been beating up on her. But who shows up the next day? Like, perfect timing. Ken Price, when he has been absent. This guy, he's been hanging out in Colombia. Is he witnessing down to these people in Colombia, do you think? What is he doing in Colombia anyway? All right? It's just bizarre. But see, Jubilina, she gets constant visions, dreams. She's been telling us, mount up, regulators. We're going to be getting our glorified bodies soon, right? But hasn't yet to happen. I'm not saying it won't, all right? Because how are we going to fight Russ Dizdar's satanic super soldier army? Man, this is just so Hollywood. There's Uncle Hugh. That's another one of these assholes that sidelined my dad and got him to sell out. That's my father's godfather. And I'll never forget when Owen Schroyer was trying to mock me concerning the validity of what I just said right now, going back to 2016, you little freak. You and Alex, you're done deal. InfoWars is about to be put out of their misery. You get that straight. Now Sapanic, Tina Plackinger's boyfriend, this goofball, who apparently I feel sad that he had been sitting in a hospital last month on his deathbed, but fortunately for him, somebody's going to keep him around so he can keep, I guess, beating up these rapture people. Right? But this guy, he claimed to be a targeted individual. Now, why do I point these people out? Because they showed up in my comment section and they proved out to be nothing but frauds. This guy's supposed to be a Marine, collecting money from a retirement. But what is he? A bought and paid social media fraud. And I tell you what there, Scotty boy, I don't know what you've been up to, but you better keep yourself in line. You're going to find yourself back in the hospital. Oh, no. Here we go. Blubber Boy Brian's 2 best buddy, the R&M supercomputer, Robert Duncan, baby Chewbacca. What a freak of nature. What do I tell you about the original hybrid group, all right? From 47 through 60. I don't know what they do, whether these These people are products of these satanic orgies back then, that these Operation Paperclip yahoos, when they were done, raping, torturing, experimenting on the original MK Ultra group from the 50s, they would go have their drunken orgies and knock up these witches, these dopey broads, and they would spit out these hybrids with the fallen DNA. Why you think that happens? Why? Why does that happen, people? Because he's a freak of nature. Oh, CIA analyst. He knows all about this R&M supercomputer that's crawling up everybody's ass, right? Look, the light fixture's clicking. Man, I tell you what, I wouldn't doubt that these assholes, when there was no one here in my son's father's home, they come right in, these assholes, and probably bug the place. That's how they're able to catch up with me with these Camaro Clown Club stalkers down here in Rosarito Beach. Isn't it crazy, the timing of it all? Now, what did Zeph Daniel tell us, right? Hey, it's all witchcraft. That they're from another dimension. They're able to see what's going on. And you know, there might be some truth to that. But again, these hybrid freaks. Wow. Area 51. Bob Lazar. Man, they were so far ahead of us. Let's do a quick review. 1947, July, Roswell. November, Dead Sea Scrolls. November 47, the establishment of Israel, getting them set up on May 14th, 48. Then what happens? Operation Paperclip. Then what happens? You have the flyovers, the first initial UFO sightings over the White House. Then what happens? Oh, Eisenhower, the greatest general, has to meet with these Greys. So what does he do? He gets bent over, all right? He takes it up the poop chute and sells out the rest of America, right? The big Grenada agreement with the Greys and these other alien groups out on Edwards Air Force Base. Then what happens? Let's not forget about the Philadelphia experiment before all that, right? Al Bielek, Duncan Cameron. And then what about the Betty and Barney Hill story, right? Ooh, alien abduction. So yes, that's how these children got, put into this MK Ultra experimentation. The aliens were abducting them. These asshole baby boomers didn't hand over their kids because they were all cowards. Wow, Russ Dizdar, the satanic super soldier. No, the Russ Dizdar's satanic, slippery, slimy, sleazy super soldier army that's gonna rampage across America soon. Oh man. There's my best buddy, Jay Kennison, up in San Diego. You sellout Jay and your witch mom, who as a doctor was working with Delgado over at Yale in Connecticut. She knows what happened to me. And yes, she was one of my main handlers. And yes, maybe when you were younger, you didn't know what was going on. But boy, you got set up from my misery, right? Morgan Stanley, making $500,000 a year in your little cushy house. Jay. See, these freaks thought they were going to kill me. All right? They thought they were going to get rid of their dirty laundry. But boy, they were wrong. Now let's remember, these freaks, Kathy O'Brien, all right? The transparency with these freak of natures. Oh, okay, she's up there in these spaceships serving cocktails to Reagan and all these other upstanding statesmen, right? Man, YouTube, just fucking shut my channel down. Here's the NASA assholes. Right there, right? NASA, right? You know? Do me a favor, YouTube. Take my channel down, because none of you people deserve this information anymore. You just keep following the frauds. All right? You follow the frauds. That's what you do. And what do they all do? They have to cover themselves, cover their face, because they're an embarrassment. The garment spotted by the flesh. Now, these squeaky from types right here. These squeaky from types. How does their hand get like that? And we've been down this road. All I'm doing is just rehashing this stuff because I'm pissed off. I'm done with YouTube. No one's helping me. Well, I shouldn't say no one. I know who's been helping me. And I know how to contact these people. And I will pass along information that's going to be new, relevant, and maybe save you and your family's life. These assholes have no clue. These Camaro Clown Club stalkers down in Rosarito. We're not done with them yet either. Now, Plackinger. This Draco Ditz, part of the original hybrid group. What they've been doing is, the reason why they remove all their videos is because they're frauds. Now, she still has her channel up, and she recently surfaced after an 8-month absence. Now, wonder the timing of everything, folks. But what they did was they cleaned up all our videos. Remember the graying of the fingers. You get this graying. It's the fallen DNA. She's some Operation Paperclip hybrid freak with their phony book treading on serpents that she stole the information from the real survivors with her buddy pal Zeph Daniel as probably one of the co-authors. You didn't fool nobody. Now let's quickly go through this. Let's quickly go through this, people, of some fresh material. Well, one more. Duncan, this freak, and Ramallah D. Who remembers Ramallah D? Oh, that's real cute. That is real cute. A face only a mother could love. See what I say about the splotchiness, right, in the sunlight with these Draco hybrids, these offspring of the Edomite Jew? See how it gets, what the fuck is that, man? Richie Rich. Richie Rich, man, this guy is loaded, man. Traveling around the United States all summer. Now, quickly, Tucker Carlson. Once you see these assholes start to talk about these conspiracies, the UFOs, everything else, you know the end is near. Now, where they dredge these people up, I got no clue. On where they dredge these people up. Look at the top of this guy's head, man. And Tucker is no better, but he's a very well-formed hybrid. Oh, the impact of UFO encounters on the brain. This guy, he's an expert on the impact of UFO encounters on the brain? Wow. Look at this freak of nature. And look at the geometric pattern on his eyeball. Is it sinking in yet, people? Yeah, this guy. Corey Feldman right here. Corey Feldman, this freak of nature. Look at this freak of nature. This, Oh, my lab. Yeah, Corey. Yeah, I guess you were in Gremlins, weren't you? You were in Gremlins, weren't you? Quickly. Now, this is going to really, I don't want to do this, but you got this Jeanette Archer, all right? She kept showing up on my Facebook, and she's over on BitChute. Now, let's make it clear. I don't know this person. She apparently got arrested back in January, all right? For being over there in London squawking about satanic ritual abuse because she's supposed to be a victim. Now here she surfaces last month, all right? And I got to see this on my Facebook feed. So of course, I got to listen to this because she subscribed to my BitChute channel trying to be nice to me, all right? But remember, her comment section is always closed. Now, I want to be delicate about this, but how does this happen? Why does this happen? Look at her hand. She was freaking out and she had to go cover her face. Why is this happening? Why? I don't know you. I know nothing about you. You disappeared for the past 7 months. You said you were arrested, and now you're done. You're done talking about it, right? But why? 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 All right, let's not focus on her. And oh man, this Klingon right here. How do these people, they're making money hand over fist. Bank accounts intact. Getting to run their yaps. Look at his mouth, people. James Rink. All right, now. These people with their dreams and visions. Pastor Stan, I don't know what's up with this guy, but he's another one. Now let's get it clear with him. The Prophecy Club has been around for a long time. He's been knee deep, but now he's fully immersed in this conspiracy garbage with Trump, Q, White Hats, Simon Parks, these goofballs. Now here's an interesting individual that Pastor Stan always puts up. Here she is last week, another vision. Every week, these individuals are dreaming, they're constantly. How could that be? I better hurry up but look at this. What happens? She starts to freak out, loses her train of thought. Why? Remember, if I start to look like this, people, let me know, please. All right? Let me know if I start to look like this. What do they all do? They have to cover themselves. It didn't help. Look at her hand. What in the hell is going on here, YouTube? Do you know how corrupt you are for protecting these Satanists? For censoring my channel? You're cursed. Take my channel down, please. Please. Now, what's their new thing? A look at the role Christian nationalism played in the January 6th attack. Do you see what is happening, people? You're blind as a bat, all of you. Another one. They cleaned this guy's video up because they're shitting their pants. They need me to go away, people. Now, here's someone who 2 weeks ago, he pulled all his videos down. This guy was well-spoken. I believed in him. He'd been making videos for years, and now he's gone. He disappeared. Why? Now, Richie, I gotta tell you something. You are something else. I don't know where this money comes from, but look, he's another three-finger Louie. Another three-finger Louie. Richie, you truly are a freak of nature. Richie, This is from last week. He's gallivanting around the United States, hanging out with Mike Decker over there in Wyoming, up and down the California, Oregon coast, all the way to Colorado. But Richie, you got one problem. We know you're a hybrid freak. And yes, you've been putting on a good act. Oh, he still says, "Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie." Richie Rich, you know where your cash comes from. It's your daddy down below, where you're going to be very soon, buddy boy. They're just letting you have your fun until you're a done deal. Get that through your thick head there, Richie. And I got this character, Dan Hartford, from Lynn, Massachusetts, my fellow Marine buddy, who has turned his back and gave me a bunch of lip service. He's from Lynn. That's where Richie's from. And they're the same age. And Hartford says he doesn't know Richie. Doesn't know anything about him. How could you be from little pissant Lynn, Massachusetts, bumfuck town and not know Richie from Boston, Dan? He'll never hear this. He'll never hear this. Now look, this shit, these Hollywood hybrid hack freaks, they've controlled the movie industry from day one. This is part of this whole brainwashing of everybody. But look what happens. Look what happens. This is a 1940 video of this goofball doing, "She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes." But look at this, the soft tooth effect. Do you see that, people? Do you look at his eyeballs? They've been with us for a long time. Now, this guy, vaguely just like Pastor Stan, you're getting yourself in deep shit with me, both of you, hanging out with Rex. Now let's go back to Plackinger. She surfaces, does a video a couple days ago. She's freaking out. She's a basket case because they put her back up. She's about to be put out of commission too. She tries to sit down in the chair. She's squirming all fidgety. And then she gets up, stands behind it because she realizes she's in the sunlight. She can't do a video. Wait, it's like, use your brain, your little pea brain there, Tina. But what does she do? She knows she's freaking out. What do they all do, folks? She cannot get control of this. Another three-finger Louie, but she starts to tense up. She's fidgeting. I mean, man, look, see how the finger came back, all right? And now watch this. This is just so crazy. She's freaking out, all right? She's like, why do I gotta keep doing this? Being this social media fraud. Where's my buddy, my boyfriend, Zeph Daniel? Where's the Matrix guy? Where's this Matt, the Carolina predator catcher? Do you think this asshole, these government lackeys, you think that, well, have you caught any predators yet there, Matt? You're a social media fraud. Get that through your thick head, buddy boy. Now watch this. At one point, her eyeballs start to move back and forth. It was so quick that I could barely capture it. But there you go. There you go. There she is, Miss Treading on Serpents. All right? I tell you what, you Hollywood hybrid grade B hacks, the best you could do is be a YouTube social media fraud? Well, good luck to you. And no, we're not done, people. We're not done. So, what this asshole Badger, what he's done, he's long gone. He changed his name now to Beans and Cornbread. Here's a comment that he had on one of my videos when blood was pouring out of my mouth from these implants. So, all his videos have been gone. What a farce. Targeted individuals. Yeah. Oh, I'm an empowered individual. I got straight A's in high school, so the military-industrial satanic complex put me in their program. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke YouTube is. What a fucking joke. Take a look at this mug. A face only a mother could love. And you know what? I got sidetracked. There's more I want to say about YouTube, but I'm sick of YouTube. You are complicit in the covering up of my testimony, my witness against these very Satanists that control your every move, YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Rumble, TikTok, Instagram. What a shame that George Washington, Ben Franklin, John Adams, and the rest of them are rolling over in their graves. They were flawed white men, but they gave it a shot. They said, fuck you creeps in England. You scum, you lazy lying lizards, you dirty filthy Edomite Jew Satanist. We don't want to have nothing to do with you. We're here in America and we're going to start off new, start off fresh, protect our children. And what happened? There's patriots now? White hats? Q? Oh, JFK Jr.? Man, I tell you, you gotta laugh, because if you don't, you'll cry. So I don't know what the answers are anymore, but I think I'm just about done with YouTube. I want to thank the people that have helped me out financially. Thank the people that meant goodwill. I know that there's other people that have tried to connect with me and they weren't allowed. YouTube prevented that because their one goal is to follow their dark master, doing dirty deals done dirt cheap with the devil, and they're going to find themselves in the pit of hell because they are complicit. They are the cause of the misinformation. And what can we do, folks? What, start prepping? Start buying ammo? I'm going to tell you what you do. You get a Bible, get on your knees, and you start praying.